first video ever, and this one we're talking about 2020 trends and predictions. Yeah. So the first thing I believe that's going to be trending more and more, at least in 2020, is zigzag ceremonies. Yes, you heard me. Zigzag. So I've seen lately a lot of brides do not want to go with the whole traditional fluff of anything in wedding planning, and that's totally okay. Whatever it is that you want for your day, for you and your fiance, whatever your rules are, that is totally up to you. There is literally no right or wrong to what you want on the day of your wedding, but I see that more and more brides are actually wanting something that's different, something that you haven't really seen at a wedding, and I see a lot of zigzag aisles and ceremonies as becoming a thing, and I think that it's actually genius. The next thing I have on my list is flower clouds. Yes, you heard me. And if you don't know what those are, it's basically a bunch of flowers on top of your reception decor, and this will pretty much work if you are more of an indoor reception and your venue can be able to somehow hang the flower clouds. You can definitely do it outside too, but there's probably going to be some way or some form for like fishing wire to like prop that. But I've seen more and more that flower clouds are becoming more of a thing, and instead of having a lot of floral like in the middle of your reception, now you can have it propelled. Have you ever thought of accessories that you're going to wear on the day of your wedding? And I think in the future more brides aren't really wanting to go with the veil and they'll actually want to go with a cape. I've personally worn a cape for a shoot that I had done about a year ago, and I tried this on and it was so easy, comfortable. I didn't feel like it was tugging or dragging in any way. I felt really princessy during the shoot. Granted, like I was just a model, like I wasn't like an actual bride, but it made me feel like I was a bride. I felt pretty, I felt comfortable. I think is really a key and important part. And with a veil, when I had worn it for another modeling shoot that I had done, this veil, like I think even the longer you have it, like it could be even heavier, what have you, but I feel like it pulls and it tugs and just, I don't know, it's just not my thing. But like I said, a lot of more brides are going more into breaking traditions, and if you're someone who is not having your ceremony at a church, or you know, you just want to have a really nice updo, and you want everyone to see it versus it being covered with the veil, then a cape will be a really great solution to that. So next is gender mixed wedding parties. It is 2020 and a lot more couples either, you know, can be of the LGBTQ community, you know, you can have someone who's a part of that, and there should be no rule to like, oh, just because like you know, want to wear a dress, like you have to be on my side or this side and blah blah. It's 2020. I can literally, oh shoot, it's 2020. We can do basically whatever it is that we want, and part of that is if you have a best friend who's gay or lesbian, let them wear what they want to wear. I think that more and more each day it's becoming more of an acceptance, and generally I'm all here for it. Dried floral. So bohemian weddings are not going anywhere. A lot of people love the boho look, and here in Los Angeles a lot of people like to go to the sand dunes or even Palm Springs to get married, And with boho floral that has a lot of pampas grass, you know, it just has so many elements to creating that vibe and that look. And a lot of florists are turning into having dried floral as an option, basically because you can reuse it over and over and again, and your florist is repurposing it too. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be charging you so much more for floral as opposed to a floral that's been freshly cut. So I think dried floral is becoming more of a thing where a lot of brides are going to want to have dried floral at their wedding simply because guests aren't going to know the difference between something that's dried versus something that's real. And especially if you are that bride who is going for that boho look, then you might want to consider dried floral. Mismatched numbers. So a lot of times couples think that they need to have 4 bridesmaids and 4 groomsmen or what have you to make it even, but my guess is that that tradition is going out the door, and that it really doesn't matter how many people you have by your side. As long as you want them by your side, they should be by your side. So if you have 3 people and your fiance has 4, necessarily no one is going to really care as far as your guests. They're not going to pinpoint it out and say like, why do you have, you know, mismatched numbers. I think the person who you care about the most to be at your wedding should be there, and the people who mean the absolute most to you that you would want by your side should be there for you, regardless if that is a family or a friend. And you shouldn't have someone be a plan B option just because you want to have even numbers at your wedding. So I think that mismatched numbers are going to be a thing as well. Reversible wedding dresses. So I saw this article recently from a good friend of mine, Trish Ping. She is a bridal gown designer here in Los Angeles, but she's also in New Zealand, and she made one of the very first bridal gowns that are reversible. So not only can you wear a bridal gown that is for your ceremony, but you can flip it to become your reception dress, which also knocks off the cost of buying 2 dresses, especially if you're someone who wants to have 2 different dresses at their wedding but doesn't necessarily think that they can afford it. This is a really good option. Even though Trish is one of the first bridal gown designers who's created the reversible dress, I do think more bridal gown designers are going to be stealing that idea just because of how genius it is. So be on the lookout to have dresses that are going to be reversible. And that is all the top 8 trends that I predict are going to become more of a thing in this upcoming year. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button so you'll be sure to see the next content and video I pour out each week. I'll see you at the next one. Bye guys.